Today we will prepare a simple festive dish. Stuffed eggs have pleased people since ancient times with their taste and ease of preparation. For cooking, we will need 6 to 10 eggs. I took 8, just because that's what my grandmother did. We lower the eggs into cold water, light the fire. We wait for the water to boil and cook for 10 minutes on medium or high heat. There is no difference, the main thing is that the water boils all the time. I always add water with eggs. This is also a little secret of my grandmother. As soon as 7 minutes have passed, turn off the fire. Let the eggs cool down. If necessary, for accelerated cooling, you can put a saucepan with eggs under running water and wait 5 minutes until the eggs are completely cooled. We clamp the egg in a fist. If the hand does not heat up, then you can clean the eggs. Cut the middle onion in half, cut it into small pieces. We simply get rid of large pieces from the sides of the onion that cannot be finely chopped. We try to cut as small as possible, but not in puree. Salt the onion and mix a little and press down with a fork so that it lets the juice. We open any canned fish. It is desirable that it is delicious, but in fact anyone will do. You can use everything including just finely chopped salted or smoked fish. You cannot use cat food with salmon flavor, it can harm your health. Stir everything with a fork until smooth. If necessary, at this point, you can use a mixture of peppers or seasonings of your choice. Finely chop the dill. We add to our super delicious and appetizing pâté. Mix it up. In your case, there can be any greens. Parsley, cilantro, lettuce leaves. You can use a little mixture of dry herbs or homemade preparations. In the classic recipe, there is a little dill. 3 cheese on a fine grater. It is advisable to use hard cheese varieties such as Parmesan. But in their absence, any cheese will do, including white varieties and even different varieties of cottage cheese. At the moment when it becomes difficult for us to interfere, add a little mayonnaise, white sauce at your discretion, or a little melted butter. Mix until smooth. At this point, you can also add seasonings. The dish that we cook today appeared in the 16th century and almost immediately gained popularity. Only nobles could afford it, while ordinary mortals considered stuffed eggs a real delicacy. At first, the eggs were stuffed exclusively for holidays, and only after a while this dish began to be used in everyday life. At the beginning of the 20th century, such an appetizer was widely used on buffet tables. Stuffed eggs with various fillings are still served today. We clean all our eggs. Cut them in half. Add the yolk to the pâté, carefully fold the halves into a separate bowl. At this stage, the eggs should already be completely at room temperature. Stuffed eggs all over the world have several names. Devilish, when there is hot pepper and paprika in the filling. Russian eggs with red caviar, as well as egg mimosa, when the basis of the filling is butter and cheese. The origin of stuffed eggs dates back to ancient Rome. Boiled eggs were divided in half, watered with various hot sauces, and served to the homes of wealthy citizens who could afford eggs and cooks. It was usually served as a first course, known as gustaccio. The dish is also mentioned in ancient Roman satirical literature, known as Satyricon. After the fall of the Roman Empire, the recipe for stuffed eggs withstood the test of time and continued to be used in different ways. Written records from the 1200s from Andalusia, modern Spain, mention a similar recipe. In the cookbook of that time there is a recipe in which the removed yolk is mixed with cilantro, coriander, onion juice, pepper, and fish sauce or fermented barley. In Europe, by the 1400s, all kinds of recipes for stuffed eggs became popular. Medieval cookbooks also contained various recipes for stuffed eggs. Cheese, herbs, raisins, and flavored oils were used as the filling. In Russia, and later in the USSR, stuffed eggs were attributes of the festive table. As a rule, this dish was not cooked on weekdays. In regions of Western Europe, such as Germany, France, and the Netherlands, stuffed eggs usually include tomatoes and parsley. In Germany, cheese, capers, and anchovies are also used. Stuffed eggs in Hungarian are prepared by rubbing the yolk with white bread soaked in milk. In Sweden, sour cream, green onions, caviar, and pickled herring are also used. If necessary, add white sauce or butter. We fill our egg halves with pâté. Do not hesitate to put it with a slide. All this looks insanely delicious and smells very appetizing. The remains of the pâté can be used to make sandwiches. I will shoot the following video about this. The pâté always remains, so we fill it without regret. Every year on November 2nd, the United States celebrates the Day of Stuffed Eggs, National Deviled Egg Day. American Sonia Thomas is the record holder for eating hard-boiled eggs. She ate 65 pieces in 6 minutes and 40 seconds. Do not repeat her record. This food is highly nutritious and easily digestible. Anything can be suitable for decorating your dish. Pitted olives, finely sliced pepper, or pickles can be perfectly combined. Dill or any greens from the garden will be perfect. I advise you to add cherry tomatoes, and in their absence, any tomatoes cut into small pieces. You can use grated cheese or the remains of yolks, which will give an unusual look to the dish.